Hey guys, it's Wyer back with another garden video. Today we will be working on the planters in here, and I would also like to add some seeds. Knowing that the frogs are out there, it makes me work faster. We're going to be working with these today. Probably some of these and maybe some of these. With our environment being pretty shady most of the day, I want to use smaller pots or shallow dirt so that they can germinate. You see, when it rains, it does hold a lot of water, so it takes a little bit for the plants to become dry again. When they're in these containers and when I transfer them to the smaller size containers, it's difficult because then they die or the success rate is not that high. So we're gonna start them in here and see how that goes. We do have updates for the kale. It's been 4 days and we have sprouts. I think I want to turn this pot into a scrap dirt mix, but for the seeds that won't get a pot. And so that's where my roly-poly's been coming from. I also hope this wasn't a mistake. For example, these hibiscus, I'm not sure if they'll sprout, but I'll put them in the pot. Look what we have here. Something. We'll put that on the top. I actually might need a bigger pot for this project. This one will work. The polka dot plant. Money plant. For the mustard, it will go in here. I'm gonna wet it first. Now I'm gonna put that dirt and the sprouts in there. I feel like transferring the sprouts while wet is easier because it's a block of dirt versus like soft dirt. Now that the sprouts successfully made it, I'll add the dirt and I'll add more seeds. And because I wet them, they're a little floppy at the moment, but the soil will maintain its moisture because I will put them back in the greenhouse. I will end up putting the peppermint and rosemary and the chamomile and echinacea into the pot right here because I feel like something will happen to this thing. And we're gonna give this a good stir. And if anyone wants to sprout, we will know based on the leaves and the tags. So the sage will go in one of these pots. I put the sage over here and I'll put the okra in the greenhouse. We have something sprouting in this pot. I'll be putting the basil and the oregano in these pots. We added some more seeds to the oregano, so we'll see what it does. So I'll wet the basil before transferring them. And here is our basil. We'll just spray it and put it in the greenhouse. My girl doesn't look too hot. Look at these. But this one either. So I'm gonna put her in this one with more holes. And I think I'll keep her right here because that area gets both sun and shade. The board could just use sunlight and that's all. We're gonna see if we can get some watermelons. Oh. We also don't know what this plant is, but I'll save it. And it's saved. So you see how the plant really doesn't have a distinct root? That means it wasn't really getting any circulation. The pot was too deep. So I'm switching the peppers and I'm gonna do the new peppers here and the old peppers over here. And they're about like 2 inches deep. Versus this one that I just disturbed, you can see the root is distinguished on this one and not this one. And it's a baby gold mine down here because I found some sprouts. And here are our 2 types of peppers, the banana and the sweet blend. And I think I'll keep the peppers here. I would like to continue growing the black cumin seeds, so I'll put them in this pot. Beautiful. Here are some cucumber seeds that I harvested or cultivated. I don't know, I had a cucumber and it was local, So now I have a local cucumber seed. Even though we have kale, I also planted arugula. And even though we have two greens, I added the mesclun blend of leafy greens. Actually, for my pothos plant, I will be putting it in this pot. So these are the roots that we're working with. You see, this pot definitely allows them to stand up and allows those new roots that are forming on the sides to get dirt. This will allow water to be distributed throughout the whole center of the pot, not just the surface or not just the bottom. I also took this small piece out so we can get some developed roots. Well, it has developed roots, but you know, just enough so that if I wanted to repot it alone or give it away, it can. Also, these plants are not meant to be in the sun long because, as you see, the sun will burn holes into them. And when I fill that up, it'll give me water for that area where the roots are. And for the same reason, I will put this plant, this is a new addition to this part, and I will put it in this one so that it can grow comfortably. If the leaves on the plant are turning pink, that is a mineral or vitamin deficiency. You see, some of the new leaves are not green, but some of the old leaves are turning pink, which definitely is a signal of a mineral deficiency. So we will put these plant vitamins in there. Because these things are solid, I personally kind of like to wet them a little so they become slimy. Then I stick it right where the root is and spray water right over that area to help dissolve that supplement. So even though this bottom half has sunlight, it's also shaded so that these plants won't burn, but they'll also get what they need. Instead of a wide pot, I'll put this in a tall pot. And you can see some of the stems are green and some of the stems are red, so this plant could also use a vitamin. Beautiful. Lastly, I have this piece of ginger and I'm gonna plant it so we can see what it does. Ginger actually doesn't like to be fully submerged, so we'll start here. And we'll put in the corner of the stand. No frogs, all mosquitoes today. Anyway, this is the garden in the greenhouse. We have plants and herbs, plus our bee feast. This is the random mix we were talking about. And here's our plant stand. So stay tuned for next week's video to see who wants to be dramatic then. Anyway, get mixed. See you guys.